Word up, everybody. Um, Bro will be here. He's just on a phone call meeting with his school
Mhm.
because he he do stuff and things like cookery. He's a cookerer, and since he does a whole bunch of cookering, he uh he can't be right here right now,
So
but
this
he
is
should be
different.
on momentarily.
So
Hmm?
this is different black and yellow that y'all have right
Yeah,
now.
he cooked Black and Miles. I'm just
Whatever that means.
kidding. Oh lordy lordy. Well, because this is February, it was quite apropos that the so-called Reverend Jesse Lee Jackson expires during
Mm,
the course called Black History Month, and we are not necessarily here to dog him out. At least not me. I mean, Lee might have a very positive view of the man. I don't know. Um, I just here so I can talk about the things that he says he got to done, and I have a different take about Jesse Jackson. Um, I'll start with you though. What did you think about the man, the myth, the legion?
one, I think he, the Legion. I think he was he's a coward
Mm-hmm.
by every metric. Um, Partly because him and Trump were good friends to the
Mm-hmm.
point where Trump supported his presidency run, and all the stuff that comes out between the blacktivism and the white liberals that are hounding Trump and all that between the media and politicians and whatnot. Jesse was mum. He was silent throughout the whole thing. He didn't say a word to defend his friend, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me pause to say that yeah, sure he might have fought for civil rights, but that's his only credit because once it passed, there was nothing else to fight for, and yet
Right.
he kept on fighting for he was fighting his own shadow at that point.
And I think that for me is the biggest issue I have. Um, well, it's one of the bigger issues is that indeed he didn't do a whole lot to put people in the right frame of mind when it came to Donald.
Right.
Um, he had not just any regular friendship. He had a pretty supposedly deep-seated relationship, friendship with um, Trump way back in the day, as you
Yeah.
said, with his presidential campaign and stuff. But he sided with the people that said differently. It was odd to me because you knew him, not like just passively knew him. You knew him.
Right.
And you should have known that the things they were saying about him about way back in the day was patently false because
Yeah.
you hung out with him.
Right.
My other contention with him is that in all of the civil righting that he did, um, nothing he ever really promoted helped Black America.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but he was he was the guy that was most people consider the you know the forefather outside of
Al Sharpton.
MLK. But I
Yeah.
mean, what exactly did he do? I mean, he started the Rainbow Coalition. That was it. The Rainbow Coalition is what he started, and I don't know what to make of that. Um, I'll bring up some stuff about the Rainbow Coalition here, and you guys can figure. I'll tell you what they're about. Okay, Rainbow Coalition. It was founded by Jesse in 1980, aimed to unite various marginalized groups to advocate for social justice, civil rights, and political empowerment. Now, again, this was about minorities, the poor, and the disenfranchised.
Yeah.
I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. Both him and MLK to a lesser extent, more Jesse, but they both had this ideology that revolved around handouts.
Mm.
One, but two, once MLK died and once JFK died, there was a whole different concept behind the bill called the Civil Rights
Right.
Bill. And Jesse was championing the Civil Rights Bill, new Civil Rights Bill, that incorporated all the women and the gays and religion. And initially, it was supposed to be for African Americans,
Right.
descendants of slaves. It was close enough to the time that you could have still gone back and figured out who was who.
Right.
Understand? They didn't do that. So for all the civil rights conversations, Jesse did a very big disservice to Black America by abandoning the cause he originally championed. And
Yeah.
that's my biggest contention with him. I've been looking to see what he has actually done, and I'm sorry to say, I can't find a whole lot. They say he was they of course give him with the coalition for the Rainbow Coalition. They talked about his running for president. They talked about him doing sanctions on South Africa for apartheid. Um, he was an activist. He campaigned for Obama and for Bernie, which ironically was exactly what MLK would have probably done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out why he's a positive role model. I'm still trying to figure that out. NBC put together a fond farewell, and there's one thing I want you all to watch when it rolls across. I'll pause it.
ABC News has confirmed Reverend Jesse Jackson has died. For more than 5 decades, he stood as a towering figure of the civil rights movement, rising to prominence in the 1960s alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a vocal champion fighting for desegregation and equality for Black Americans and marginalized communities, a fierce advocate for voting rights. Reverend Jackson was at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis the night Dr. King was assassinated.
Okay. I mean, the picture itself is a little incriminating.
Hey, look, I'm not a fan of MLK either, but come on, man. It's a conspiracy. I'll put it out there. This is what I think is not factually proven. What I think is conspiracy. What I believe is that MLK, for all of his Marxist types views about equity and equality, if it's
by
one
way
thing
of government, right?
Right,
by way of government.
By way of government. The one thing I can credit MLK for is that he tried to keep it completely within the Black diaspora. I can give him that much credit that if it's one thing I saw that MLK did that he did not lose track of, that I can tell, he tried to push towards the pro-Black side as opposed to letting everybody else ride the post-slavery bandwagon.
Right.
Okay? Jesse, on the other hand, as soon as MLK died, he split and went to form his own thing, the Rainbow Coalition, which started to include everybody, ironically, which is exactly what the Civil Rights Bill did. And then he became the champion of civil rights for everybody. There aren't many people ask for it. I mean, I'm just saying that it seemed kind of weird that happened, and he just rose. Him and Sharpton took off after this. And he did have an interview about the shooting, and they'll get to that here in a bit.
He was standing in the courtyard and was among the first to reach him after that fatal shot was fired. He founded Operation Push, dedicated to improving the economic status of African Americans and disadvantaged groups. A trailblazer and 2-time presidential candidate, he ran for the Democratic nomination in 1984 and 1988.
Please keep that in mind, that the party he decided to side with is the one he decided to run, the one that got him into the civil rights activity, the Democrats, the one that said they did this signing for y'all to give Blacks the rights, right? That's what they was touting, right?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
All right. And when the Black dude decided he was going to run, when the Black dude said he was going to run, we want equal rights, but not that kind of. I mean, that's a little too equal. We ain't ready for that yet. We'll put you up on the high horse, just not the lead high horse. Besides which, we need you to do more scavenging, more scavenging of the black community and just kind of get rid of some stuff in there. And then once they are fully ours, we'll consider you. I just find it ironic that the party that y'all like to tout as the one that loves everybody, the non-racist party, the Democrats, had the chance to elect twice the black freedom fighter guy that stood next to MLK that y'all said signed, the Democrats signed this civil rights bill. You want a win for the Democrats? If the Democrats did that, you wouldn't have to worry about the black vote. You'd have diffused every Republican for the rest of your life. You didn't do it though, because that's that is. Anyway,
it's almost like the Democrat Party always likes to deal crumbs, just enough to
keep you interested. Anyway, I'm just pointing something out. That's all I'm doing.
His Rainbow Coalition was designed to form a diverse alliance of African Americans, Latinos, Asian Americans, Native Americans, women, and the LGBTQ community.
There you go. There you go. Here's what I really believe that Jesse was about. And they all can prove me wrong all you want, but I'd love to see you try. Since the advent of the Rainbow Coalition, of PUSH, and the death of MLK, there have been almost 3 times more actual written law rights given to the LGBTQ and women than to blacks in the United States. And y'all can go double check that all you want, but I guarantee you, you're going to find that I'm right. Since the advent of all of this stuff of inclusion of the gay and trans and all this nonsense, even look back as far as Barack, Black Jesus, Black Jesus himself, you're going to find some very interesting things, including the fact that he signed more laws and more protections, more advantages, more options for the gays and the Hispanics and the illegals than he did for Black America. Now, y'all can tell me right now, all the dissenters that come in here, I want y'all to answer my question. Why was that? Remember, he started off in the grimy grit of segregation and Jim Crow. Can't drink from this fountain. And I have a dream. He was all amongst that. A Negro still ain't got jack squat to prove for it, show for it, nothing. Live in the worst places to congregate. You got the worst education system. Your crime is through the roof. And the ones that make it out, y'all shun.
Yeah.
But not him though. He makes it, and he made his money though. He made his money. I'm just asking the questions, and people can give me an answer. That'd be great. Yeah, but Barbara, no, I don't think your color's in the rainbow. I don't think it is either. That's the one color that's missing. You might fit the clouds that it passes through, though. you might fit the clouds. Look who it is. It's a Negro.
Man, I had to leave. I had to leave at the end. It was driving me crazy.
This Negro.
All these questions and people talking and oh my God. I'll tell you backstage after the show. I almost
Please do. We'd love to
threw up in my lap.
We were just discussing the things that Mr. Jackson accomplished for Black people, and I think we counted it on one finger, but the amount of stuff that he covered for gays and other people was exponential. Thoughts?
What he accomplished for gays?
What do you accomplish for Black people? Far less than what he accomplished for gay folk.
He brainwashed us to thinking that we were African American.
He did. He was the one that coined that phrase.
Yeah, but he doesn't call himself an African American.
No, he's just Jesse.
Yeah. Rainbow Coalition. I mean, rainbows.
He proudly sported that pin too. But again, the interview is coming here. Hang on. Here we go.
Reverend Jackson was visibly moved to tears when President Obama was first elected in 2008. The realization of his lifelong work and unparalleled victory of the civil rights movement.
Yeah, because you finally got the first black gay person to put in power. That's amazing.
And also, with him crying, he was crying because he didn't get picked. That's why he cried.
there's
Looking like a Pekingese.
there's a modicum of truth to that. I'm not
Sad,
gonna.
sad. But we brought up too, bro, that this idea that he ran during the height of the Democrats actually having some traction. There was a time in America where Democrats actually had traction. So let's not act like they didn't.
Mhm.
Just after MLK died, and
Jesse has him do it.
and what's his name too, Mister in the car police. I just had his name.
Sharpton?
No, white dude, President JFK.
Okay.
After JFK died and MLK died, and Lyndon Baines Johnson took over, and Jesse took over, you found a swing from black to gay and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That was a point in time where Democrats actually could have codified a lot of their traction, but they didn't. All they had to have done was at that time put Jesse in a position to actually have some sort of real power governmentally over black people. That's all they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And when he ran for president, all you had to do was back him. Even if you hated him, you could have, if you had just backed Jesse and put him as the nominee, and he did win the presidency, you would never have to worry about Republicans again. You'd have never had to care about them. They would never have traction anywhere. You'll always have this badge that said we were the first
Mm-hmm.
to ever, in the time that it mattered most, to put a black person in power. That would have been 30 years plus ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. And he didn't do it because you can't let your hate for these people be unknown. You got and you got to keep somebody that's not in the White House constantly before. As a president, he wouldn't be able to stay before black people. He'd have to speak for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And they could not have that. They
true.
simply couldn't have that. And so we're finding now that him expiring will leave a vacuum, a big vacuum for the next great leader of the black people. You volunteering, Mike?
No, because as a black person, I never thought I needed a leader.
Oh,
I can do that myself.
you ain't no good. You're a sellout.
Yeah, I don't need nobody talking for me. I don't need nobody speaking for me. So we don't need a leader.
Or in the
Lead
words,
yourself.
or in the words of the TikTok trolls,
How'd that boot taste?
Yeah.
You are a boot-licking sellout, bro.
I'm whatever they want me to be.
How dare you?
Man,
How
whatever they
dare
want.
you?
Don't affect me. I don't lose any sleep over it at
Oh
all.
boy. Oh, you're gonna get in trouble for now.
But the thing with Jesse, they were never going to let him in there anyway. We knew that. No matter how much he was running, they weren't going to have 100% Negro in office, so they had to get a half breed, half black, half white,
A tri-breed, half
Yeah.
black, half white, half gay. I mean, a third black, third white, third gay.
So he was presentable, almost presentable enough for the white people because he was half white, and the black people liked him because he was the one drop rule, half black, right in the middle. Jesse's
this.
not.
His life was dedicated to civil rights during some of America's most turbulent times. A legacy of steadfast activism, giving a voice to millions, and helping reshape the American landscape.
Yes.
Here's ABC's Pierre Thomas with a look back at Jackson's life.
come on, Pierre.
Reshape the landscape? How exactly? How exactly did he reshape America's landscape? Like honestly, he gave a fake identification of black people all over the place, but how did he reshape anything? If y'all are saying now that we're going through the same thing we did years ago, how did he reshape it? That's a simple question. I just want an answer. If he reshaped it, then it should have been much better off, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
If you reshaped it for the better,
Yeah, there's a key right there. What did he reshape it to?
but
He reshaped his pockets. That's
no,
what
that
he did.
yeah, there's that. But this Jesse reminds me of the precursor to Obama, doing everything else for everybody else but black people.
But black people.
Mhm.
all of his life, the Reverend Jesse Jackson preaching, exhorting, demanding justice in a quest to help his people and nation overcome.
We ain't the bottom, we the foundation.
Always marching, civil rights nonviolent soldier. There he was, shoulder to shoulder with Martin Luther King Jr. after witnessing the beatings of Bloody Sunday on television. Jackson eventually became one of the top lieutenants in the critical Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which challenged the Jim Crow South's withering oppression. A witness to history, he was there on that fateful April evening when King was struck down by an assassin's bullet.
I tried to feel his head, and I asked him, I said, Dr. King, do you hear me? Dr. King, do you hear me? And he didn't say anything.
Now, I understand it wasn't a very long clip, but his reaction to him dying did not seem very startled. Let me put it like that. It didn't seem shocked. He didn't seem like he was like, oh my gosh, he's dead. It was like, oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn now. I don't know if he had a hand in it, but I can't say he didn't know. I can't say he didn't know. I really can't. I can't say that at all. I'm going based on what happened afterwards, and what happened afterwards was an absolute. And again, I'm not a fan of MLK because I also knew that he had Marxist tendencies. But like I said, they both had Marxist tendencies. But at least MLK stood on blackity black. He stood on that. He said everybody, but he was more concerned about getting black rights, black this, black things. But Jesse changed and they're right. He did change the landscape. He put black, and they are in the bottom. That's a weird thing. His statement about you're not the bottom, you're the foundation. Foundation for what? Everybody else, so you can be trod on. He was telling you exactly where he was going to put black people. He told you right there in that statement where he was going to put black people at the bottom. You notice he didn't put you inside the building. He didn't put you in the walls. He put you and made it sound good. You're the foundation.
And what
he trampled on.
And what he did with that whole African American term, and it made black Americans who were born here in this country feel like they weren't from here. They were born here. You're from this land. So he tagged them with African American and make them feel separate from the land that they were born on. So it stirred it up even more because now you have these black people saying they took us from our land. No, you was born here. They didn't take you. You're from the projects down the street. They didn't take you from nowhere. So it caused all of that. So it just separated them more and more from the country that they live in, and then it made them more angry.
It's wild. It's wild to me.
So I have a question. Between Jesse Jackson, based on what Michael just said, between Jesse Jackson putting all of this separation and this fake thirst for the motherland and Obama, like what was the tipping point for, like, I guess when that happened? Like what was the moment where those two ideas coalesced and then we're in the divide that we're in today?
I think the divide was always there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the divide. This is why I'm going to piss some people off. I don't see a problem with the two cultures not blending. I have no problem with black people having their own culture. And I have no problem with black people having their own things. Segregation in a lot of ways is okay. There was no need to force integration. I think one of the biggest mistakes America ever did was force integration and try to make everybody live together by governmental standards in harmony, because they were not harmonic yet. That's like trying to put two dogs that just, you get married and your girl has a dog and you got a dog and the dogs ain't never met. And both of them are territorial dogs. And then you expect to bring the two dogs together and have them just be like, I love you because my daddy likes you, and I like you because my mommy likes you. Dogs ain't doing that. They're going to tear each other up cat dog raggedy. And that's exactly what happened in America. You decide to put one people who have not assimilated to the ways of the other people that were in power, and then you got another people who have not been familiar with the people being assimilated, what do you think will happen? A bomb. A bomb will go off. You already have people. Listen, you can admit this. America at one point had a mad amount of racist white people. We can agree on that, right?
Yep.
And at one point, America had a mad amount of fairly freed slaves and some black people that did not like white people. We could admit that.
Yep.
What do you think was going to happen if you took the two people that didn't like each other and just say, get along or else? Now I'm going to put laws on each of you to make sure you get along. All you have to do is keep it segregated until the right time, and it would have naturally happened.
Yeah.
Time would have taken care of that. Bill law, don't kill. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that analogy is like taking Bloods and Crips in a prison setting, throwing them all in the same unit and expecting them to get along.
Get along. Why can't we all just get along? Because we can't. We could. That's why. Because we can't. We can't all just get along. Look, I'm not going to be bro's friend just because bro's black. I'm not going to be Lee's friend just because Lee's been on this platform before. I'm friends with them because I've gotten to know them. If I don't get to know you, all I'm doing is just making sure that I abide by some law. And then if I don't feel like it one day and I violate the law, you put me in jail. I'm going to hate the law more and the other person more. That's what happened to white and black America. It was built to be this divisive.
Yeah.
It was.
Saying the thing.
After a leadership struggle with King's successor, Reverend Ralph Abernathy, Jackson split from the SCLC and formed a new organization, People United to Save Humanity. Push.
Beautiful.
After Dr. King, I don't think anyone captured the spirit of America like Reverend Jackson, and he took the movement north.
The spirit of America. But isn't that what you were fighting? Was the spirit of... You see how they don't know how to keep their story right? They're admitting to you that the spirit of America was unity. You caught that? He did stuff to carry the spirit of America forward. But you also tell us he was fighting America for what they did to black people. So one thing's got to be, is it that America was accepting, and that was the spirit of America? As you said, that's what he was pushing, the spirit of America. Or was he pushing something completely different, antithetical to what America was? Pick a struggle. That's all I'm asking y'all to do, is pick a struggle.
Well, but if he opened up the door for black people to be the worst while pushing everyone else up, like, didn't that change the fabric of the country?
It did.
Not for equality, but for more
oppression.
Right.
Because if I tell you I'm black, okay, and I'm proud, and I'm all this stuff, okay, cool. You so now you want me to be happy for what I didn't control. Listen, I was born like this.
Yep.
Ain't no amount of Michael Jackson bleaching gonna make me less black. I may not have the same culture of black Americans, but I don't really give a damn about whether you feel I'm black or not.
Right.
If that's what you want to term the term black, as people that ain't white, if you want to term that too, but I'm definitely black. In the eyes of the law, when I'm driving down the street, if I'm driving down the street and it's in the racist town, they not seeing, oh, don't worry about him. He's not from America. They're not gonna know that. They're gonna say, look at him, look at that Negro. He got a bro, and they're gonna arrest him.
His nose ain't wide enough.
Yeah, he ain't that typical. He ain't that typical. He look like he a highfalutin one. He light skinned. That's not what they do. You know, a true racist ain't gonna discriminate based on the lightness or the darkness or the location of the Negro.
Yeah.
If you Negro, they just hate you. And that's okay. They can hate all they want. I don't have to be around them. But when you forced me to be around them, it's a toxic blend.
Yeah.
And now you encounter people that have been told that America is a certain way because it was made to be that way by forcing people into buses, forcing people into areas, displacing certain people from one area to another to force something that was never ready for. America wasn't ready for that back then. And I think it's okay to admit that America at one point was fully divided between blacks and whites. Slavery was a real thing. And yes, black people didn't have rights. We understand that fully. All you had to do was issue the rights, and the states that wanted it took it. The states that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if the state doesn't want it, then all you do is, hey, we have a program. We're going to let you leave, and not just leave. We're going to help you leave so you can go find somewhere that actually will take you. It was that simple. No, they wanted everybody to be forced into liking each other. And when that didn't work out, we end up right now with blacks hating whites and whites hating black even more than back in the day. That's my 2 cents on that whole integration nonsense.
Yeah,
I think Jesse.
And the reason a lot of whites feel that way about blacks is they're constantly calling them racist. They're constantly blaming them for things that they had nothing to do with. So now they're looking at the blacks in America. It's like, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't matter what America gives them. They're still going to look at us like as the villains.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still fighting for segregation in some of these places. They will sit up here and praise Jesse Jackson, praise that smooth brain Al Sharpton, while fighting for segregation still.
Make that make sense.
Jackson was the link from that generation of King and them all the way to my generation, and then the generation behind me.
The first wave of the civil rights movement had succeeded in breaking down significant barriers. Jackson's primary focus was on economic empowerment.
We know that we're worthy of respect and protection, but nobody really knows our name. And so we're really still struggling.
Nobody knows our Nick. Okay. Knows our name? You are not everybody.
That's right.
What in the hell are you talking about? Nobody knows our name. So what's your name? Black? That's your name? You want to be identified by just your skin? Yeah, they don't know our name. What's your name? Negro. A black Negro. That's what I am. What's your name? Black. First name is Black. Last name Negro. You better know who I am. What's your name? Black Negro. What's your name? Black Negro. Now you know us. That's our name, Black Negro. The hell does that even mean?
And it still goes on today. It's the monolithic way of thinking. You know, you hear them all the time, these pro-blacks, these hoteps out there. Us. I'm like, who the hell is us? We. Ain't no we. It's me. It's you. We're not the same. We're not a monolith. We might share similarities, skin tones, but our upbringing was different. Where we come from is different. How we view the world is different. So there is no we. And that was the problem with a lot of these movements, is that they put us all in the same, in the same box. And then the minute you get black people like myself, Marlon, and many others that step outside that box and view the world the way we view the world, based off our own, our own experience from living this life, we get called what?
Sellouts.
Sellout. You're a sellout. You're not like the rest of us. And that's what he's doing. Not every black person was living this way.
I saw another thing too that he was doing. He dressed, they all dress a certain way to influence Black America to dress a certain way. Because this is what being black is about. You have a certain hairstyle, you speak a certain way, you act a certain way. All of it was by design. They put the man there to push a certain narrative, and it won. They did exactly what was necessary to keep Black America exactly where they are. And they did it perfectly. I have to admit to you that they did this in such a good way that there was no other option for them but to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, they would have made it work better had they just put him as president. That's all you had to do. Make the Negro president, and you could have run this. Look, you'd have fulfilled Lyndon Baines Johnson's wish to have every Negro voting Democrat for the next 200. You could have won that hands down. You wouldn't even look. Republicans wouldn't even know what to do with it. In fact, they would probably try to be the Johnny come lately and try to get one in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now, they would try to get somebody black in there because it would have been a fight. Anyway, that's just me.
He broke boundaries in politics, twice running for president. First in 1984 under the banner of a rainbow coalition.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight.
In 1988, he was, for a time, the Democratic Party's frontrunner for the presidential nomination,
But
winning 11 primaries and caucuses before eventually losing the nomination to Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis.
I don't know how many of you remember Michael Dukakis. I want to show y'all something here. I gotta have y'all see. Have y'all? Do you remember Michael Dukakis at all?
I remember the name. I can't see his face though.
Okay. I'm gonna let y'all see Michael Dukakis because I want y'all to remember now. This is who they picked in lieu of the Reverence Mr. Jesse Jackastan. Okay, Jackastan. Here we go.
Frustrating to some who think, how can a debate turn on that? But it fed into a narrative, fairly or unfairly, for Michael Dukakis that he was too much of a technocrat.
Governor, if Kitty Dukakis were raped and murdered, would you favor an irrevocable death penalty for the killer?
Some debate moments are less about the substance and more about the passion or lack thereof in an answer. And nothing to me jumps out more than what happened with Governor Michael Dukakis in '88.
No, I don't, Bernard, and I think you know that I've opposed the death penalty during all of my life. I don't see any evidence that it's a deterrent, and I think there are better and more effective ways to deal with violent crime. We've done so in our own state, and it's one of the reasons the biggest drop in crime of any industrial state in America, why we have the lowest murder rate of any industrial state in America.
That's what they passed up Jesse for. This thing. I want you all to understand that the Democrat Party gave up what they considered a uniter. Okay? That's what they call Jesse, a uniter. Mr. Top Dog himself that had civil rights and all that stuff. And they put Dukakis in there. I want you all to understand that they didn't even have a qualified brainchild at all on the Democrat side. And they bypassed Jesse, who was charismatic enough to win for that thing. That's how little the Democrats thought of black people. Jesse, by all metrics, Jesse should have been a nominee. And I am talking about based on what their platforms were. Jesse had a better platform. He had a better goal. Whether or not it was correct in terms of right and wrong, Marxist or not, he had a better one than Dukakis did. And they still didn't pick him. And he worked his whole tail off to be picked. He never got picked. Then they go and pick the one faggot, half-breed in Obama that would do everything for the gay people and nothing for the blacks. And he's the one that's responsible for Obama because he started this whole including everybody else in it. It's his fault. If anybody I'm blaming for the rise of Obama and the LGBTQ trans ideology and I'm blaming Jesse for it. He pushed for it. And he got exactly what he wanted. He got exactly what he wanted, which was the destruction of the black community. And he rose to the top like nice syrup and foam and cream, like he making butter. I'm just saying, y'all, this man ain't worth honoring like that. He's just not.
I'd rather go down in the stirring fight than drowse to death at the sheltered shore.
Jackson also took on the role of freelance international negotiator, meeting with some of the world's most brutal tyrants.
Overseas, the American black activist Jesse Jackson has become an intermediary in the Middle East.
In 1984, he met with Syria's Hafez al-Assad.
Goodman and the Reverend Jackson arrived at Andrews Air Force Base,
securing the release of downed American naval officer, Lieutenant Robert Goodman. In 1990, he held talks with Saddam Hussein to free foreign nationals being held in Iraq as human shields. And in 1999, he went behind enemy lines again to meet with Slobodan Milosevic to negotiate the return of 3 American prisoners of war. At times, he was a spiritual advisor, counseling President Clinton in his darkest hour.
Where's he at now?
I don't think that worked. I think your spiritual advice was thrown to the wayside, buddy.
Where do you think Jesse would have been if Martin Luther wasn't taken out? Do you think he would have been doing all the things they just talked about? Or do you think...
I think he'd be trying. He'd be trying, but he wouldn't have been successful. Let's be honest. MLK was far more persuasive than Jesse was.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have to be nearly as overly attracted in volume and try to be flamboyant. MLK didn't have to do that. He naturally had, let's just be honest, okay, as much as I don't like him, as much as I can say that MLK was a far more acceptable person when it comes to getting his point across than Jesse ever was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now, if MLK had lived, he could have been a better nominee even than Jesse for president. I don't think he'd have won either because he'd been running as a Democrat, but I'm just saying he would have been a better nominee.
Or a Marxist.
What?
Well, that's the Democrat Party.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Where did Malcolm X stand with Jesse Jackson?
Oh, they were enemies.
They were frenemies?
No, enemies.
Oh, they were enemies.
Yeah. He had the same kind of ideology as MLK, and initially they fought because MLK was too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't being militant enough in his eyes, and so they kind of had a rift. Of course, he was in the Nation of Islam so much by then, and when he finally got rid of the Nation of Islam, he left. He was going to leave politics, all that behind anyway, and then they took him down because he was going to end up probably being the one that would pull people away from the Democrat plantation. That would have been bad. They couldn't have that. So they had to get rid of him. Malcolm was eventually going to turn against the Democrats. He started to when he started talking about the liberal.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he was getting ready to go completely AWOL off of them. So with this particular ideology that happened with MLK dying and Jesse taking over, they had the perfect rabbit. He didn't have a spine at all. So he did exactly what was wanting of him by the people that be. And so, yeah, I can't respect him for anything, because if he did do stuff for Black people, he didn't do it for the emphasis to help the community. Otherwise, you'd see more impact. He had the opportunity to do more.
Yeah.
Imagine you could go overseas. You're not even in government right now. You're just an activist. And you could meet with leaders in places you ain't supposed to go. And you telling me you don't have the kind of sway to change the economic power dynamic in Black America? Please stop lying to me and stop lying to everybody who got two eyes. Come on now. You could have done way more for Black America. You just didn't want to because you had a different agenda. And I keep telling people this, and Black Americans hate me for this, but y'all allowed people to piggyback on your struggle.
Yep.
You like to call people like me tethers and all that crap. You're the ones that allowed it. Your civil rights leaders are the one that allowed me to be able to come here and thrive. Why? Because you decided to let them drag everybody and their mama on the slavery boat. We struggled, and we give us free. You allowed everybody else on that. And you watched them do it, and you said nothing because we Black, and the Black person talking to us, he Black too.
That's right.
And don't blame me. Don't blame the player. Blame the game.
And all those Black civil rights leaders that did all that, all they have to do is add those other groups you talked about. All they have to do is speak of the LGBT community. All they have to do is speak of these other supposedly marginalized groups. And Black folks are going to jump on it, and then they're going to push their struggle aside to bring all these other people in. Then once they bring them in, they could push down even further, because now the people that are in charge of these civil rights movements start focusing on the new people that they brought in. Right. Now the Black people are sitting there like, what about us? What about us? Oh yeah, we'll worry about you guys. We'll get to you. Reparations. Oh yeah, reparations. We'll wait.
But that's been the historical track record of the Democrats. Like you got Jesse Jackson, who did nothing for the Black community. Then you fast forward to affirmative or DEI, which did more for white women for some crazy reason. But
Mhm.
then in 2020, you got the what is it? The Stop Asian Hate bill that lasted about a week, but nobody asked for it. They put that there. It just seems like that's the Democrat Party's MO is we want our slaves back.
Lack of a better terminology, yes.
Vote for us.
And they
every
got
4
it.
years.
They got it though. They did good.
Facing impeachment over a sex scandal. But Jackson had his own moments where he fell far short of what he had championed. In the mid-1980s, facing controversy for allegedly making a highly offensive remark about the Jewish community.
I deny, and I do not recall ever making such a statement in any context that would be remotely construed as being either anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. However innocent and unintended, it was insensitive and wrong.
And as an ordained minister, having to admit in 2001, he had fathered a child after an affair with a former staffer.
Oh.
Although somewhat diminished, Jackson leaned in on his faith of forgiveness and redemption.
Of course.
And kept fighting,
Kente.
keeping his eyes on the prize.
The prize of having the first 2 men elected. Anyway, I just know from my side of this, it don't make no damn sense. It just don't make sense. The thing that he defended Bill Clinton for is because he recognized he did the same thing.
Funny how that works.
That's just what it is. And as much as people might not like it, it's just a matter of fact. Y'all gave in to people because they said they're black and they're leading you. You didn't need nobody to lead you. All you had to do was go back to the blueprint that worked, which was black people keeping families being families and focusing on yourself and stop looking for damn people to hand you stuff and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't want to do that. Y'all looked to Big Daddy government to give you stuff because idiots like him told you that's what you got to do. And then this moron and the children he never fathered and the woman that says she's a woman but ain't really sure about, that androgynous thing next to him there, they told you too that you need to accept the gay agenda. They told you and you just sucked it up like fools. And now half your men don't know that they're men. They walk around with the tightest jeans on the planet, their nails painted black. They're acting like homosexuals, people like Genty and those dummies out there beating children and having all kinds of sexual perversions, and they're destroying the family. But that's the people you look up to.
Yeah, and that's a good point because they will accept a gay black man. They will treat a gay black man, a woman, a black woman will treat a gay black man better than they treat a masculine black man.
Period.
And that's pushed by these people.
So
this nonsense.
So if I can extrapolate what's going on here, so you got Jesse Jackson who welcomed everybody and yet held his own community down. By welcoming everybody, you've turned key important figures that spearheaded the black population, the black community, and you basically emasculated them. You've allowed white liberal feminism to take root inside black women to parrot white liberal talking points. You've aligned yourself up with Margaret Sanger and all of that stuff that happened. And you're wondering why the black population hovers at 13% between the lack of black men the lack of black women who want to accept black men as viable, partners for marriage and child rearing. Black men are now more gayer than ever, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And then abortion.
Precisely.
And marrying the state, pushing the black men out of the households too.
Easily.
Big Daddy government's got that.
And Jesse Jackson's the root of that?
Root of all of it.
Jeez.
All of it. Between him and Sharpton.
Okay, and when did the first Planned Parenthood come about? I know he was around.
64.
All right, so somebody like Jesse Jackson, civil rights leader, they started propping up these Planned Parenthoods, Margaret Sanger saying all this stuff about black people. Has he ever got up there and said, we will not support Planned Parenthood because this is what Margaret Sanger said? Or did he praise her like the other Democrats?
What they did was ignored and pushed the agenda. They knew they were a part of the Democrat propaganda machine and they did nothing. And that is worse than doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could have at least, if you sided with them, we'd at least know where you stood.
Mm-hmm.
But they promoted this concept of limiting family for Black Americans under the idea of you going to struggle. Bill Gates said the same thing too. It's always been about limiting black people all over the world. And ironically, he's part of the same party. Ain't that kind of weird?
And it's all psychological warfare. I mean, if you're from a child and you're growing up as a young black man, not young black woman, and you're growing up and you're constantly told that you're a victim, you're never going to make it. This race is holding you down. And as you start moving up, psychologically, you're telling yourself, I'm never going to get anywhere because these white people are against me. So you quit. And then you'd be like, oh, just come to us. The government will take care of you. And then they go to the government. The government gives them a little check, a little food stamp, a little EBT every month. They're like, I'm cool. The government's got me. I don't have to do anything. And this is what they push. They keep telling them that you're a victim. Reparations, slavery, civil rights. They're talking all this stuff that none of the kids of this generation, this time, went through. But they keep dumping that on these people as if they went through it and they haven't.
Yeah.
One of his hopes realized on election night in 2008 in Chicago's Grant Park.
America, I have never been more hopeful than I am tonight that we will get there.
He wept as President-elect Barack Obama delivered his victory speech. In recent years, the effects of age and a long illness had slowed his gait, but not his spirit. After the conviction of Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin for the killing of George Floyd, Jackson made it a point to be there in Minneapolis. Through it all, Jackson's faith and hope in what America could be endured.
America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. I love you very much.
Keep hope alive. Keep the Pope alive. Keep popery in your house. Keep hope alive. People, listen. They sold Black America a bill of goods that they were never, ever going to deliver. They lied to Americans' face when they told you that it was going to get better when it wasn't as bad as they say. They created the problem. Hear me out. They created the problem and then say, here's the solution. And the solution exacerbated the problem. And then they kept telling you we have a solution to the problem. And they kept adding pieces to the problem to make the problem bigger. And at every turn, they told you, just depend on us. We got you. We're going to figure this out. Just stick with us through this. It's them other people's fault that they don't want you to do this, this, and the other. If you just stick with us now, we got you back now. They didn't have no back. They had everybody else. Look at what happened today, okay? Black America has been impoverished for I don't know how long now. Let's say 60 years, right? Illegals come here. Okay.
I mean,
billions. And I mean, they get money, they get protection. They can't do, they murder and rape children and they get released. You get caught with an ounce of weed, you might get close to life.
Yep.
Okay. You run out into the system, right? And you decide to run amok. You get 2 steps. You get popped, right? Illegal immigrant will run off, chase somebody, run somebody over the car, dent the car, kill somebody else, take off, and they get due process. Okay. But that's the system you all voted for because that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
You wanted everybody else on your bandwagon. When you realize now it's too late, you were the poop scooper at the end of the wagon where all the horses walk. Like you said, you're the foundation. That's what it sounds good. No, you're the bottom by design. You're the bottom. And now one of the biggest leaders is gone. Thank goodness. But there's still Sharpton to contend with. There's still Tariq Nasheed to contend with. That monkey retard there too. And then you got Umar, another retard too. Every last one of the leaders that you all say is black leaders, all of them are retarded and stupid individuals that want your money and your support and will do jack shit for you. They don't care about you.
Grifters.
You want to know who the real sellouts are? Them. You want to know who the idiots that buy into it? You. You're the stupid ones that buy into it.
Meanwhile,
every 4 years.
Meanwhile, you got Thomas Sowell sitting just there, accessible to lead and say some of the most brilliant stuff about culture and history and economics, and he's ignored.
To do for you. You do for you.
Mm-hmm.
Show you how to do for you. Not government, you. He can show you the loopholes that everybody else uses to get you out of it. You don't want that. Ben Carson tried showing you that you can use Section 8 to build up wealth so you can get out of Section 8. Y'all didn't want that. Every time people that come to tell you you don't need a leader, you just need somebody to show you how to be your own leader, you kill them, you get rid of them, you cut them down, you call them names, you call them sellouts, you act like massa to them, and as soon as some stupid real bootlicking coon show up, just like Jesse Jackson and just like Al Sharpton and just like Barack Obama, all these actual coons, y'all gravitate to them.
Yep.
The real bootlicking pieces of shit coons, them the ones you like. The ones that will push all that faggotry on you, you love. The demoralizing of your society, you just love it. You suck it all up. The laws they pass to oppress you, you're talking about, oh, that stuff ain't gonna help me. And then when bad stuff happened to you, you blame somebody else because your retarded remedial ass don't want to listen to intelligence. Well, call us sellouts and coons all you want. That's what we gonna be if that's how you feel. Stay in your damn Section 8. Stay in the position where you can only have so much. Stay there. Go ahead and keep killing each other on the street like idiots. Keep doing that because that's progressive. Keep accepting the one piece of society that ain't gonna have you reproducing with all these gays. Go ahead and do that too. Bring more AIDS into your community. Feel free. Have your babies shoot each other too. Why not? Go ahead and cut them out the womb too. In fact, go to the one place that will sell your baby's skin. Go ahead and do that too, you idiots. And go ahead and celebrate this dead buffoon. Worthless shitbag. Reverend my ass. Reverend what? He was a sycophant. He did nothing for y'all. Literally nothing. Like he literally sat there and did nothing. And y'all are and crying. Oh my gosh, he's such a good man. For what? What'd he do? Y'all are in the same damn place you did when you stepped off the plantation as a society. And the few that finally run the hell away, y'all are quick to throw stones at him and beat him up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we will never come back to y'all, because you're not worth the time. You're not going to see black people that are waking up go back to the damn ghetto to live and hang out, because y'all are not worth the time because you don't listen. We got better things to do. We got places to be, and you ain't part of that. Until you can let go of all that crap and looking for leaders and all that stupid stuff, don't come talk to us, because we don't got time for you.
Yeah.
So keep looking for your Jesse Jacksons. Keep looking for your Al Sharptons. Keep looking for all them retarded people to talk to you like they a preacher. I know exactly what you're going through, me and my $500 million. I know exactly what you do as I drive my Rolls Royce. I know how you live while I live in my 5-bedroom mansion on the corner of East LA and that's sitting on the beach and enjoying a Maserati driving around. I know how you feel. Things are going to get better for me. I'm going to go up. I mean, you're going to go up. The rest of the world going to go down. You're the foundation that I step on. You're the foundation. All that talk. And look where it got y'all. You out here, not even second or third or fourth line. You behind illegal people that ain't supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. Y'all are wilding. Y'all are wilding. But go ahead. Hey, do what you got. Whatever makes you feel good. What's it? If it makes you happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have at it. Think I'm gonna apologize for the things I say to y'all? No. No.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then where do we go in terms of, because at this point, like you become a quarter of the population, you stay stagnant at 13. I don't care anymore because you don't care. Why should I?
That's right.
I can't care more than about you than you care about you.
That part.
I want to. Okay, listen. I a research paper for myself on black abortions. 20 million black babies were aborted since the advent of Planned Parenthood. And this was just counting from 1970. That's a 6-year missing gap. All right. Since the advent and the pushing of Planned Parenthood, 20 million black babies. If you were to take that number, just take 10 million, and you copy that over, we're at what, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 210, 220, 50 years, 10 million. And you just multiply it one time and produce 10 million per year. You're talking about 10 million per year for 50 years. Your population just went from 40 to 90 million strong. You now have more purchasing power. You now have more voting power. You now have more housing purchase power. You have every bit of power. But no, you decide to kill 20 million of them. That's wild.
On top of killing each other in record numbers.
It is what it is, though. That's where you want to stay.
But, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, though, guys. Like, what should they do?
Stay sick and tired.
And the reason they're sick and tired is because they're always looking outside of themselves for help. Marlon stated earlier, it's all you. It all falls on you. At the end of the day, no one's sitting in your house looking at your bills every day. That's you.
That's all you.
Stop looking at these politicians. Stop looking at these celebrities. Stop looking at all these black people that someone said it in the chat, that you guys pretty much worship. You guys worship the ground they walk on. And these black people with a lot of money wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. But you worship him and you'll back him up and you'll fight hard for him. But the same black person that's struggling like you, that doesn't agree with you, you crap all over that guy.
That's wild.
Instead of trying to learn from each other, you crap on that guy, but praise the guys like the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's and the Sharptons who don't care about you, but never will.
If that's how y'all feel, go ahead and mourn the death of somebody who ain't nothing but keep you impoverished, and mourn all you want. Take 5 days. Heck, cry till end of February. Go ahead. Take your time. Ain't nobody stopping you. It's not going to change what he didn't do. And it's not going to change where you are. But it's your choice. Update. 16th of March is when my surgery is set for. And I've been told that I cannot talk for at least a month. That's gonna hurt. Because of where they're going through. So I will be off on every platform for at minimum 3 weeks, hoping that my being off platform for 3 weeks will make it heal a little faster. But I am getting that neck fusion, so I'll be down for at minimum 3 weeks, possibly maximum a month and a half. So, because I don't want to force the voice back, because that could cause all kinds of damage. And since I'm depending on it, kind of don't want to ruin the one instrument that I got left. Okay, that still functions. Everything else is falling apart. I don't want to add the voice to it. You know what I mean?
Is everything falling apart?
Everything's falling apart.
Like everything,
even the hair.
You didn't get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip it all up. Trust us, we will. Yeah. In any case,
maybe we can use Marlon's voice in AI.
Someone said that today to me. To you, the second person to say that. I don't trust it though. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm real good about that one. I'll just let you all run it. I ain't got no problem with that. I trust y'all with my life with that one.
Real fast though, you're speaking on Israel earlier. We saw something, but did you know, like, Tucker Carlson? This is what I heard. Tucker Carlson got arrested in Israel
recently.
Yeah.
Well, I saw he was over there. Yeah, he was talking. He was talking some smack over there.
Yeah, it says. Washington, former Fox News host Tucker Carlson said he was detained in Israel following his interview with U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee.
Oh, I can see it.
Well, he was detained.
Yeah, he claimed that, right? That's what he claims.
Oh, this is 2 of them.
I don't believe it. I think he lying. That's just me. We'll see. I'll look
It's
into
on.
it.
No, it's on ABC 7.
Yeah, I know. That's what he claimed, though.
Oh,
And he ain't. There's no proof that it's been that. This is what he claimed.
they had a little talking with him. They was like, "Let me tell you something. Remember what happened to your homeboy?"
They wouldn't need to do that. They already did an example. They wouldn't need to tell him nothing. He should know if that's what they really believe.
You better behave.
Yeah, well.
Tucker was like, okay.
Well, I got detained. I mean, I'm not really. I mean, somebody tell me I'm all for detaining as long as the detaining is not me. But I mean, I'm okay with detaining. I got detained.
Why did you do that so good?
Well, Tucker Carlson went over to Israel, and I had to make a phone call to make sure. He got a little talking to.
And the phone calls, everyone loves phone calls. I mean, I like a phone call just like anybody else. I mean, I do some phone calls, but I mean, but with Israel, I mean, Israel, I can't really do Israel. It's like Scooby-Doo on crack.
It's hilarious.
We're gonna catch up with y'all come Friday, God willing, and then again Monday. So, Mr. Lee,
like, share, comment, subscribe. We will see y'all Friday.
Peace.